Good morning, everybody. I thought I'd have a little Sunday chat with you and show you my dried flower heart that I made on Friday. No, I made this one yesterday. I made another one on Friday, which is actually up there. I'll show you in a minute. But I made this one yesterday, and it's made with all of my own dried flowers. For those of you that don't know me, I grow a lot of flowers. And I have done weddings in the past over the last few years, but obviously not the last couple of years. But all of these flowers here, and all of the greenery, all of this, I grow it all here where I live. Got like a little mini flower farm really. And I just felt inspired the other night, on Friday night, to make a little heart. Well, it was not this one, it was one over there, but it was a bigger heart. So I did the bigger heart, and then on Saturday I did some more work to it, and then I did this one yesterday. I thought, I think I want to start a different one, so I started a smaller one, which is this one. And all these flowers, look, they're all dried, all grown and dried last year. And I grow and dry a lot of flowers. I don't know if you can see it very well, but anyway, there it is. And I think, I'm really happy most when I'm creating things, or I'm in really good company where I can sit and have a really good chat. Unfortunately, we can't do that much at the moment, but it was really wonderful today. I got a phone call from a very dear friend, so that was really nice. The colours look a bit faded in here on this, but they are a lot brighter than they look. I think it's because I'm facing the window. But I hope you like that. Anyway, I thought I would show you that. I'll just show you the other one quickly. It's hung up, so I've just put it up to display it so you can see it. Can you see it? There it is. It's twice the size of the first one that I've just showed you. I haven't quite finished it yet. Sometimes when you're creative and you're getting making things, it's better if you think, well, I don't know now. That's the time to stop doing it and leave it and go back to it and add other things later if you feel like it. And that's what I'm doing. So I've not finished that one yet, I don't think. But I thought I would share that little bit with you, just so that you know I have a lot of creativity time, and I get out in the garden a lot, and I'm very peaceful really. I know I come across maybe as perturbed, which I am perturbed because of everything going on, but it was really nice to hear from my friend this morning, and so I thought I'd come on. I'd already planned to actually do a video this morning for you, but so it was really nice to hear from her. I think I'm not sure what I want to talk about at the moment with you, apart from the fact that, oh gosh, look at my hair. Apart from the fact that I know a lot of people are really, really worried at the moment and in fear, and they all think that everything's closing in on them, and that you're having to have this treatment that we're all getting, in the arm. We're all having to have this treatment, and I know that they're wanting me to have it at the moment, and I'm not having it. But what I would say is this treatment that they're wanting everybody to have has not been tested, so it's an experimental, right? And the only way I can say this is I went through chemotherapy 14 years ago, and they asked me then, they told me that they had some clinical trials, and did I want to take part? And I said at the time, yes, I'll take part, but they had to ask my consent, because it's a clinical trial. And so I took part in that, and that was my choice, because I thought, this is, for me, it was worth that risk at the time. Now, what I'm trying to make you see from a different point of view is that these vaccines are also a trial. And the difference about this one is that it's got synthetic, for the first time ever, it's got synthetic DNA in it, okay? So it's something that our body's not used to having these synthetic things in. And there's a high likelihood that it could also interact with any other medications that you're on and cause problems. And also, it's got, I know a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter about it having fetus DNA in it. No, maybe it doesn't to you, but it does to me. I don't want to have another person's DNA put into me. I mean, at the end of the day, I've just had another lot of chemotherapy last year, so I've been through this twice now. And for me, at the end of the day, I've had all of that and I've got over it. And that's brilliant. But I don't want people living in fear about this treatment that we're being asked to have. And I'm going to say no, I'm not giving consent to having it. You don't have to have it. So if you're being blackmailed into having it, they've no right to blackmail you. Nobody's got any right to blackmail you or gaslight you and say, oh, you should have it because otherwise you can't go into the shops and you can't go on an aeroplane. That is the way, it's a mind control thing. And this is a very serious matter. It is very serious. It's one of the biggest, it's the biggest global crime against humanity. And I know you don't think I'm being over dramatic, but it is a crime against humanity. You have to realise this. And they're wanting you to take part in it. And it's not a good idea, so don't do it. And even if you think, oh, I can't go see my parents and I can't do this, and my poor mum, I want to go visit her in a, wherever she is. Just think about it this way. If your mum has to have it or your dad has to have it, then they may be okay with it. But then what if you have to have it and you're not okay with it? And then they lose you. You've just got to hold on. Hold on, because these people will be held to account. Now, just do some research. Look up The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab. This is not funny. This is not a game. This is real. Klaus Schwab has written a book and it's about Agenda 21, and it's about depopulating the world. And they think it's really good for us to depopulate the world. And then they want us to live in cities and not be able to live in the countryside. And one of the key points he says in the book is, you will have nothing and you will be happy. Now, okay, it maybe doesn't affect me because I'm older, but what about the kids? What about our children? What about our rights? You have to bear in mind that the government are not, our parents, they're not in charge of us. There are far more of us than them. There are 60 odd million people in this country. And you're talking about a few elites and a few people in our government who think they can boss us about. And you're talking about maybe a couple of 3,000 or so against 60 odd million people. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to have a drink of my coffee now. Now I've got it in my Christmas mug, look. Because I don't think, oh, well, it's Christmas mug, I shouldn't drink it out of a Christmas mug because it's a Christmas mug. Well, I'm going to drink it out of a Christmas mug because I like the shape actually. But, I'll tell you a funny story this morning. I got up and I went down and made myself a coffee after I'd had a cup of tea in bed and a coffee in bed. I went down to make another coffee. And I got a cup out of the cupboard and, excuse me, and I was still sort of, just half asleep. Poured my milk into the cup and then went to get the coffee, and I looked in the cup and there was a massive big dead spider floating in the milk. Oh God! Oh, it was awful. Oh no! I went and showed my husband. I said, look, it's a dead spider in my milk, and he's just lucky because I was just about to chuck a spoon of coffee into the milk, because I always do that. I put my milk in first, and I saw this. But I remember years and years ago when I was about 11, when we lived here before, in this village before, when I was a child, and I went to make myself some cereal, and my mum always had the boxes of cereal on the side because obviously the cupboards were too full. I mean, she had 6 kids, you know, my mum, and I went and poured the cornflakes into my bowl and poured all the milk in, and I started eating the cornflakes. And then when I'd half eaten the cornflakes, I found dead legs of daddy longleg, you know, the horrible dragonfly things, all bits of a daddy longleg floating around in the milk. Oh, that made me feel physically sick. Oh God, and he was a bit like that, looking in my coffee cup and seeing that spider this morning. I remember when I was a little kid at school, tiny little kid at school, when we lived in Yorkshire, and I remember the teacher saying, don't drink out of the taps, because the kiddies, we used to go and put our heads under the tap and drink out of it, until somebody once told me a terrible story about a child drinking out of the tap, and this spider was hanging out the mouth. Oh, I thought, oh no. So I've never forgotten that, and I always check my cup when I pour myself some water, even in the night, to check that there's no spider. But no, so that wasn't very good this morning. But yeah, so I don't know. I think all of this is going to blow over, but it's all going to sort of come out in the end, and I think we all have to sit tight. Sit tight. It's easy for me. I can sit tight here. I've been sat tight now since January last year. I haven't really been out. I've probably been out about, not even count it on 10 fingers. It's been probably 5 times since. And I get out in the garden a lot, and I'm trying to just do things that makes me happy, and things that I can think, well, what did I like doing when I was a kid? You know, I love to do colouring, and I love to be in the garden with my dad, you know, and play and go play with the chickens. So I suppose now I'm sort of reliving my childhood, because I do the gardening, and got chickens, and I make things. I made some bread last week, and I made some scones this week, and I've been able to get outside a couple of times. In fact, the day before yesterday was a beautiful sunny day, and I went out and I cleaned the greenhouse inside, and it was so satisfying. And my husband, he cleaned the outside, so I was cleaned that, because what I'm going to do is I'm thinking now I've got to start sowing a few little seeds. I usually set a lot of my flowers I grow from seed, and I saved a lot of seeds last year, and so I'm going to be sowing a load of seeds and getting them going, and I'll be pricking out. I might even try and do some videos of that for you. I have got a few flower lady old videos on my channel. If you look on there further down, I have a few flower lady things. But that's when my hair, I had it dyed, you know. I mean, at the moment it's grey and black and white at the moment, and you know, I didn't have hair a lot of the time last year at all. I lost all my hair. But I've just, to be honest with you, I've been quite happy, because I've been researching a lot and finding out, and people might not think it's wise, but I've been getting wiser, because I've been learning, I've been researching, I've been learning, and it's a great time to be able to sit and learn stuff. Not just, I don't watch mainstream channels at all. I can't bear them, because every time I watch something, even if it's a series, it always brings in something to do with being politically correct or virtue signalling, and I can't stand that. I never have been able to. But I really appreciate that some of my friends might think, oh, what is going on, and you know, what has happened to Sandra. But at the end of the day, I'm all right, you know. I'm fine, and I just want everybody else to be all right, and I just don't want people to be taken advantage of. And I know a lot of people are scared and upset, but you know, just ride it out and just say no, because this all will come out in the open. You know, there's things going on. There's people making court cases, and all of this vaccine thing is going to be. They're all going to be brought to justice. But just hang on and say no if you can. And certainly if you've had it already, don't have the second one or any more after that, because it's not worth it. It's a trial vaccine. It's not been tested, and you've no idea what it's going to do to your DNA. And especially if you're young and you're having children or you want children, do not have these vaccines, because they alter your DNA. You know, when you make love with your partner, you're going to be passing it on to your partner as well. I know people say, oh, what a load of rubbish, but I'm sorry, but you will. You know, when you have radiotherapy, they tell you not to get too close to your partner. You pass it on. You don't know. Nobody knows what can be passed on. So, but you don't want to be made infertile or anything like that. And there's a possibility of that. And there's no denying there's a possibility of that. But anyway, I'm going to finish drinking my cup of coffee, and I might do another little video in a minute covering a different subject, more in depth, so you don't have to watch it. But if you do enjoy watching this and you have listened to it, you've enjoyed it, just tick the like button, the thumbs up for me, because at least I know that people are enjoying listening to me. It's helping me talk, and I hope it helps you. So thanks for listening. Bye for now.